Before I go to bed, I'm going to tell you guys a story. This is a long time ago. This is when I was homeless. I was living from friend to friend. And we had gone to the bar. Right before we walked in, I was to my lowest. Everything was going wrong. And when we got off the car, I seen this man coming on the side of the bar. And then I see him go in. All I remember, I seen, this man going in. So then when I went inside and I sat down in the bar, I really wasn't into it. Everybody's like, you want to play some pool? You want to do it now? No, I didn't even want to drink. And I was just sitting there. I just really didn't want to be there. And then this man ends up sitting right next to me. He tells me, can I pray for you? Can I pray over you? And I go, why would you want to pray over me? He goes, because God sent me to tell you that He loves you. And then I go, God sent you to tell me that He loves me? And I go, yep. And I go, and I'm not rude to people, like when they come up to me and stuff. And so I let him speak, and so he prayed. And then he asked me, you don't believe me, how that God can't send me here? I go, no, I believe you. I kind of half believed him, and the other half was like, I don't know, I'm just going along with it. So then he kept talking and talking. He goes, I know you're right now to the Lord, you just want to give up. And I go, I never told you my story. I told him that. He goes, well, I know. God told me everything. That's why I'm here, to lift you up. God's only going to give you as much as He's not going to give you too much where you're not going to handle. He's going to just give you just enough. I go, and I'm going to lift you up, and I'm going to, all these words that I'm going to tell you, when you go home, they're going to sit in your head. You're going to analyze them, and then you're going to put it together, and you're going to understand where I came from. Because I know you see me walking in to the bar when I came in. And I was still like, so he knew my name. And that was another thing. That was the strangest thing. And he kept going, Carla there and Carla that. Nothing bad. And I guess he seen me a little nervous. Because the things he was saying, he was right, that I was, because I told him, you don't know my story. How do you know that? That's how I feel, He goes, okay, because, well, I feel like you're being a little uncomfortable around me. He goes, but I'm not going to leave, because I'll be over here at the corner of the bar, If you need me, reach out to me. So I turn my head around, so then he walks away. And the bartender, they all knew me there. They're like, did you know that man? And I go, no, I don't know that man. I don't know where he came from. I seen him walking in, but, that's about it. And the bar lady, she knows all her regulars. She goes, we never seen this man before, ever. Nobody's ever seen him, because they seen that he was just right there, and he looked like a totally different person. But let me tell you about this man. His eyes were so blue. I mean, blue. That it was the strangest thing, it's just like, but they were comfortable blue, like he didn't really scare me, but I felt very uncomfortable because of the things he said, and he was right, what I was feeling, without me saying anything to him. So when I turned around, he was at the corner, and when I looked at him, he just went like this to me, and then I turned around again, and I turned around back to where I was, facing the bar, and I was like, what the hell? And I go, when I turned back again, he was gone, disappeared. Everybody's like, where did he go? And I go, I don't know. There's no way to get out through the back. It's only through the front. And he was on the back side. I was like, wow. Well, that left me really intrigued. That was my first messenger in my journey. Then, another times, when I was walking, I was homeless still, down again, and another, I call them angels, messengers from God. Another one shows up out of nowhere, and he knew exactly what I was going through. and prayed for me. And that would just blow my mind. I go, how did they come at the time to where I'm like, I just want to give up? And yeah, those messengers. And I've always been, God's been there with me all the time. One time, I bought me this car because I had lost my car, and I was desperate for a car, so I bought one. It was for $100. You believe that? And I had to do some fixing on it, so I drove it. It didn't even have tags, but I was going to get to it. So then, as I'm driving back to the valley, up the mountain, right on Glendale, my car, the lights dimmed, the car stalls, and I'm right stuck in the middle where the big trucks are passing by. I mean, I could have got killed. Right there, I lost it. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What did I do? How could I just buy this car, you know? And I sat there and I called everybody. Nobody came out to save me. Nobody. There I am screaming, no lights, no nothing. So I sit in the back of the car and I'm screaming my lungs out because the car kept moving, you know? And I go, God, please help me. I was so desperate. I was screaming that I was gargling. I go, oh my God, I'm going to get killed here. And what happens? A cop shows up right behind me. And I was on my knee. Standing on my knee. I mean, on my feet. You know, I was just standing on the top of the car seat, right? And he goes, you're okay. You're okay. We got you. We got you. Come on, get off the car. So they put me in the car, in the front seat. So I drove with the cop. The other cop drove my car down to the next exit, puts it in the parking lot, and then he tells me, you know, you're driving on a suspended license. I go, you're kidding me. No, I'm not. How could that be? There's no way. I don't have no ticket. Well, you are. And I go, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not just going to. Just don't drive this car. Have someone come pick you up. And, you know, I'm going to fix this thing. If you say you still have your license, well, then fix it. But right here says that your license is suspended. Oh, my God. Another thing to add to my list. So the morning came. Nobody would come. I took that chance. I got the car charged up and everything. I drove back. I drove getting closer to the valley. Right when I get to Cahuenga, in the middle of traffic at 3 p.m. This is another day already. Car stalls. I was like, oh my God, in the middle of the whole traffic. I was right in the center. Everybody's honking at me in the freeway. I was so like stressed by then, you know. And what shows up? Oh, at the same time, go, please, God, please help me. Someone get me out of here. Somebody help me to get out of here, out of this, you know, this mess right here. And guess what shows up? A towing truck. Gets my car, hauls it, gets me. I get in the car in his truck. Tells me what destination are you going? So I told him where I was going, and he was so nice of him that he goes, we got to put your car where they're not going to take your car because of your you know. It has no tags, no nothing. And he even parked it for me somewhere where I'm not going to get a ticket. After all that, I just decided to junk the car. I called pickup cars or whatever it's called. I got $50 for it. And before that, I had just bought a tire, bought a few things. At the end, I ended up getting it for $50. Get it? I let him have it because I would have been in more of a mess trying to get this car going than the mess that I was in already. But it got me from Covina back to Point to San Fernando Valley. But it took me almost 2 days to get there. Alone. And then I had to start over again. So many times I had to start over. I have so many stories to tell you. And a lot of them, when, you know, I smile because there are lessons, you know, and I, at the same time, I have a kindred in my heart. I'm a kindred spirit, and that kind of sometimes act like a little kid. Not like a little kid, but it just has that child inside of her, you know. And I just smiled the things that I did, you know, but they were not crazy, but just, you know, just being around places and situations and stuff. But my soul is pure. I made a lot of mistakes. Believe me, I made mistakes. but I learned from them. That's why when I tell people, or however they feel, they don't, they don't feel like they're gonna make it or whatever, I tell them, you're gonna make it. I thought I was gonna make it. Look at me, I'm standing right here, and I made it. At the time, it seems really bad, but then once you make it through, and then you think about it, God, I really did, So, just gotta keep getting up. I don't know how I did it. I do know. God gave me his strength. Because I couldn't have done it on my own. Because I told you I wanted to give up. But God didn't let me give up. Now I know why he didn't let me give up. When I was a little kid, I used to think I was so different from other people. But in my imagination, I would think, the things that I would do, and people tell me, God, you're so talented, you're so smart. And then I would think, like, oh, I am, huh? But then, but nobody really acknowledged me, and it didn't bother me. I just was being me. As the time went on, then things got worse, They got uglier. Friends that were my friends, they ended up doing me wrong. And they were really good friends. Really good friends. And suddenly they turned on me. But I don't hate them. I don't have a hate in my soul to hate on somebody. I don't. And I don't envy people. I'm not jealous. I don't follow anybody. I do my own thing. I have a mind of my own. And I just wanted to tell you one of my little stories, but there's more I would tell you. And thank you, and thank you for sharing also. Good night.